Hello, everybody. Welcome to the market close. We're here once again. Gosh, it feels like a long time since we've done a market close. Well, last week's was canceled because of the flu. Nasty old flu. Who likes the flu? No one. Anyway, but we're back here today. We got a red market, hence the red behind us. So we're going to take a look at the market. We're going to take a look at all kinds of different things. I got a few different news stories as well that we want to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about CNQ, a little bit about Reddit. Um, Maybe take a peek and see what is going on with Shopify. So we definitely got some good stuff going. Most of that we're going to do after the bell. But here we are. Let's take a quick gander at, whoops, just minimized everything on the screen all at once. How fun. I just had to take a gander. The last couple of times we went into I was on mute the whole time. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't on mute, and I see the light. I see the light on the mic. So we are good. All right. Just give me a second here. Let me pull up the main. Boop-a-doo. Here we go. I'm going to bring up the market first of all. Let's get up to the top of the market. So as you can see, the TSX firmly in the red today. We're down 0.33%. Now the S&P 500, they were in the red most of the day, but they have managed to eke back just into the green a wee bit. They're up, 0.03%. So not by much, not by much. Now the Nasdaq's still in the red, but not very much, 0.04% down. So that's not too shabby. Gold is down a little bit. Silver's up, oil's up, and Bitcoin is down, not by a lot, 0.03%. So that could easily be back in the green by the time we hit the bell, or by the time we finish the stream. Whichever. Well, yeah, the bell comes before we finish the stream. So I was going to say whichever comes first. It's like, holy banana bread. Nope, not quite. All right, let's pull up our heat map. And, oh dear. Oh, look at Shopify in the middle of that heat map. Negative 18.80%. Yikes. They had, you guys know what it is. They had a bad earnings call. And people were not happy. Investors were not happy. So they had a massive, massive drop. And we're going to, we got time right now. We're going to pull this up. Look at this. Hey. Come on, there we go. Look at this drop. They were up at $105. And then they opened. Oh dear, all the way down to the 85.91 currently. So that was not a good drop. Now, if you were looking for an entry point, maybe this is a good thing for you, but gotta say that's not too fun. Not too fun for Shopify. Now, a few other interesting things. The banks all look to be doing good, and look at this TD, all the way up a 1.05%. Now, TD, by the way, you guys voted for that for the deep dive. So that one is coming out on Friday for the deep dive. So we'll see TD. And we'll talk. Obviously, if we're going to deep dive TD, we have to talk about all of the money laundering stuff. So that will be in that video as well. And, what's going to happen with TD? Are they a good investment? Well, you'll have to tune in and check that one out. Of course, channel members, you'll see that one tomorrow afternoon, because now that I've got all the schedule back working correctly, you get to see that nice and early, which is fantastic. So the railroads, they're looking good. Enbridge up 1.07%, looking good. Dollarama is looking good. Loblaws is looking good. Alimentation Couche-Tard up a little bit, up 0.40%. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. It's actually interesting. I was thinking about buying another share of ATD. So let me pull up. Give me a second here. I'm gonna remove this for a second because I need to sort of pull up. There we go. I need to pull up. The National Bank. So that way there, I can show you guys what's going on. And this is stuff that's going to be in the next one. So the next 0 to 100K challenge. So, all right. All right, I'm gonna pull that over there for you, and I gotta bring it up. So for a second, you're gonna see tons of me because it's in the same. Wait a minute, I could probably pull this out. Let me try. Yeah, I can pull this out. Okay, I was gonna say it was in the same window, but we'll pull it out. All right, so here we go. This is that 0 to 100K. Now, I have already added the $500 for this month. Now, here's the thing. Look at this. I put it into cash. So cash, and I'll bring this up here. So there's the Global X. Horizon, by the way, they changed their name to Global X. So they have rebranded. So if you start seeing Global X around and going, who are they? It's Horizon. So I put $500 into the Global X high interest savings ETF. So that's a good place to park money that you're waiting to spend. So, and I've mentioned cash ETFs before. What actually happens with this is here's an interesting thing. Like when you put money into these ETFs, look at them, find out when their ex-dividend day is, and put them in after their ex-dividend day, because then you get closer. So if you look here with cash, you'll see that I bought at $50.04. So right now, if I sell, I'm going to get $50.05. So right now, I'm making a penny. So I'm making a penny. But if I was selling it towards the end of the month, well, then I wouldn't have any concern. Now, I did mention alimentation couche-tard. So as you can see, my average cost is $77.19. So one of my goals with this challenge is that I want all the buys for this next one, for the next challenge, the next episode, for episode 11, I want all of them to be averages downs. So let's take a look and see how much alimentation couche-tard costs right now. All right, so right now I would pay $75.13 for a single share. All right, okay. That's an average down. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'll go to my cash right here. So I have to sell. Now, obviously, I need about $75. So I need to sell two. So I would sell two of these and I would submit that and bang, boom. I've now got enough money to buy that share. So if I go back up to alimentation couche-tard, you'll see 77.19 is my adjusted cost base. Let's buy one. I'm going to come in. I'm going to buy one. And oh, look at this. It looks like it dropped a little bit further. So 75.10. I'm okay with that. I will, here's the thing. You can put in a limit. Like if it's falling, maybe I want to pay that 75.09 instead of the 75.10. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to put that in. All right, we're going to put that up and it will come back to this. So right now it's an open order and it will stay open for the next 7 minutes. And then if we get to 4 o'clock and this hasn't sold, it then will cancel it. So that's kind of what happens with this, with these type of orders. And that's fine. I have a feeling we got a good chance. Let's just refresh it. All right. We have a good chance that maybe it will. I can also, if I want to, I can pull this up and modify it. And so I'm looking for the 75.09. So if I modified it right now, I could change it to 75.10 and it will process right away. So I don't want to do that. We will just leave that right now. And now where I lost that screen, we'll just stay on this one, 77.19.5. So if this changes to 6, we're good. All right, so we'll put this aside here for a moment, and we'll come back. We'll come back to this. So let me just get this out of the way. There we go. Perfect. All right, now let's look at the U.S. heat map. Over on the U.S. side, Apple's doing good. Apple had a presentation on some of their new iPads yesterday, including their new iPad Pro, which is jumping from their M2 chip all the way to an M4 chip. So definitely some exciting things and a little bit more about AI integration in those as well. So that looks good for Apple. NVIDIA down a little bit, but NVIDIA is doing good again. They're back up above 900, at least the last time I looked. And let me see here. Yeah, right here, $903. So that's fantastic. And they've got earnings call coming up soon. When is it? I don't know. Wow. Next earnings report, 14 days. So in 14 days, NVIDIA will put it all out, and they did well in that time period. So we are expecting a tech boost on the US side in 14 days. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Tesla's down though. Tesla's down 1.86%. Kind of sad. I loved watching Tesla climb recently, and hopefully they can pull something back. Over to our crypto. On the crypto side, as you can see, Bitcoin down 0.02%, Ethereum down. Solana is down a whole 1.63%. So definitely not a great day for crypto, but it's also not it's not a great day and it's not a bad day either. It's kind of like a ho-hum day, sort of like here in Ottawa today, where it is overcast and nothing is happening. So holy banana bread. And we'll go back to this ETF screener later. I got something I want to talk about with that screener. So we'll leave that till after the bell. All right. I'm going to bring back Big Me once again. All right. Let's catch up with chat. Kendall, hello all. Candace, you bullish on CNQ with that coming split. So yes, this is one of the things I wanted to mention, well, after the bell, but hey, you brought it up before the bell. So yes, CNQ is doing a 1-to-2 split. So what that basically means is they're doubling the number of outstanding shares. So if you have, let's say you had 10 shares of CNQ, after the split, you'll have 20. It'll all be worth the same amount, but those shares will be worth half the price. So what this can do is a couple of things. One, it makes it easier for people, especially new investors, to get into CNQ. So it makes it a little bit more friendly for retail investors. So that in itself could actually create some buying pressure. So am I bullish? Yeah, I'm a little bullish. I am a little bullish on them. I mean, CNQ has been doing the right thing for a long time. They're a fantastic company. So I do have a lot of faith in them. And Sammer's in the house with a hello all. And we got Trevor with a hi y'all. Kevin Cass saying, hey gang. And Vic got himself some some Shopify. Nice. You took advantage of that drop, and so did Kevin and Gaz. Awesome. Just 100 shares. Well, that's a nice amount of shares, Vic, a nice amount. And Vic is hoping to get about 1,000 a month in dividends. Nice. You gotta like that. $1,000 a month in dividends could be life-changing for a lot of people. So that's not too shabby. Vaughn says, good afternoon, all. And Vic says, I swung CSU and got out with $1,000, but have made that 2K if I didn't have such a weak stomach. Bought 3,559, sold 3,655, but now it's up over 3,750. Nice. Okay. 18 here, 8 likes. So press it, y'all. That's right. Hit the like button, folks. I always forget to tell you guys to hit the like button. Thank God you guys are here to let me know. So, yeah, hit that like button. Let's light it all up. Let's let people know that we're live, because maybe people are like, oh, maybe she's not doing that anymore because I missed last week being sick. Jonathan says, I made it in time for the bell. You sure did. We're about a minute and 10 seconds away from the bell. So not too long to wait. Vic says, picked up a 100KXS also. Nice. And we got Carol in the house, and we got good vibes in the house. And Mary's in the house with a good old hello. So, oh, by the way, if you saw the pinned message at the top, I said on the weekend, I'd give you guys an opportunity to win basically another market close for Friday. All it takes, 3 supers, whether they're super thanks, super chats, I don't care. Doesn't matter what the amount is on them. But if we get 3 supers by the end of this stream today, you guys get that bonus Friday. So we'll find out. Vic says, now I'm out of cash. Yes. We got Roku from Stittsville here saying, hi all. Roku knows what I'm talking about when I'm saying nice overcast day. Actually, it rained pretty hard a little bit earlier. Yeah. I'm just glad that it wasn't raining when I had to take the garbage out this morning. VIX had got the KXS at 1558. What a rush. Sometimes, oh, bell. It's time. Woo! All right. Now, let's see if I got that alimentation couche-tard, because I totally missed. I was planning to actually go in before we hit the bell and edit that in case it didn't work. But all right, I'm gonna pull this over. So 5. Let's see. We'll refresh. If we get 6, then we got it. All right, here we go. And we got it. Look at that. We got it. We paid one less penny for it, but you know what? That just shows you one way that you can buy stocks by using orders. If it looks like the stock is going down that day, why pay at the price it's at now? Put in an order, put in a limit order, get it a little cheaper. So now our average cost base on ATD has now gone from 77 something down to 76.84. So we have now made that look a little bit better. So there we go. We have our first buy of the new cycle, and that was alimentation couche-tard, and we did it live on the air. Holy banana bread. All right, of course, if you like alimentation couche-tard as much as I do, still do your due diligence. Don't just sort of follow what I do, because I'm not your professional. I'm just your educator, I guess. Anyway, we'll pull that aside for the moment. There we go. All right, that is off the screen. Perfect. Now, let's take our last look at this chart, so that way there we can then concentrate on everything else. So we did still finish in the red, but look at this. We're only down 31.46. At one point today, we were down a whole 170. So it works out to 0.14% down. The S&P 500 fell back to the red, but by 0.01. So it came in at a 0.00%. Definitely a flat day. NASDAQ red, gold red. Silver oil still looking good, and Bitcoin still a little bit down. Over to our good old friend, the heat map. So Shopify finished its big fall of the day at 1852. So 1852 down. Everything else looks to be mostly flat or a little bit of growth. Oh, here's CNQ. So CNQ, bring them back up. So CNQ, look at them right now. You're looking at $105.96 per share. So after they do this stock split, I don't know the exact date they're doing it. I remember reading the thing, but there means that their shares are going to be down around $53 in that area. So a lot more easy to add them, a lot easier. So that's not too shabby. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. And on the US side, we've got a little bit of red. Google's in the red. I don't know if I was going to say, I have no clue where Reddit is on this list. So, oh well, we'll have to leave them alone. But I did want to talk about Reddit. We'll talk about them in just a moment. So, good old Reddit. All right. All right. Cryptocurrency, we'll just jump over there quickly. Once again, a lot of red. Bitcoin could still, of course, crypto keeps on going 24/7. So this could all change before midnight. So we'll have to take a look and see how that is looking. All right. Let's go back to here. This here, guys, this here is Reddit. So Reddit today, they had their earnings report, and you can sort of see there's the little E down there on the bottom. So that E is for earnings. So they opened the day, well, right here. They opened the day at 49.70. They went all the way up to 55.10. So they had a big, massive candle at opening. So they actually had, their earnings were all pretty good. Everything is looking really well for Reddit. Ever since they IPO'd, look at this, they've just been going up and up. I mean, I can't say up and up, but when they opened up, they had that one giant initial and then they fell down. That's what IPOs do. But now they're sort of building back up. They had a good day. So that's not too shabby. So we'll have to sort of see. And you guys can see already in the close, they've started to move up a little bit because that's that blue there showing me the after hours market on them. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to remove this, bring the big head back here for a moment. So just before, and there we go, bell. Yeah, we got it today. And yeah, that's what I was mentioning. Horizons is now known as Global X. And that's, I think that's fantastic. Um, and let's see, and RBCDI. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know what that is. Let's see, had a field day adjusting to the name change. Oh, yes. Roku says, nice green day for me and woke up to some nice dividends. Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, let me pull this up here. I'll show you here. I need to pull up the right one. There we go. 0 to 100. I'll drag it over here. So this is my main thing where I keep track of the 0 to 100 over here. Let's bring it up. So on my dividend tab, so yeah, today, like just in this challenge alone, we got RioCan, $1.02, QQCC, 269, and Bitcoin, $2.15 on the BTCY. So that's not too shabby at all. So the three of those came in, which is great. And these numbers are slowly starting to get a bit bigger, and I like to see that too, which is fantastic. So anyway, we'll remove that. We'll get back here. Let's see. Well said. Suncor killing it. They had their earnings as well. And we got ourselves a super sticker. Kevin and Kaz came in with a $2.99 super sticker. Now I got to see what it is. I need to I have to go back to my main thing and see. Okay. It's a little green guy blowing kisses. There we go. Almost everybody does the coffee one. I love the coffee one, but I'm not going to do the 3D thing because if somebody does that next. So we got 2 more to go. Gotta love the coffee. So yeah, if we get 2 more stickers before the end of the stream, stickers, thanks, or chats, whatever, we'll do it. We'll do a Friday. All right. Next we got Vic saying not smoking also saves me money on other bad behaviors that I did along with smoking. There you go. I think drinking probably falls in there as well. I've known people who are that would smoke only when they drink, which I thought was kind of unusual. But hey, why not? Vic says Google employees Morse law. Despite blockbuster profits, they have value their employees. I'm not sure what you're saying. I saw that and I was thinking Moore's like Moore's rule at first, but that's cool. That's cool. Oh, morale. There we go. The morale low despite blockbuster profits. They have the value in their. It's hard to say. 9 says ACB hasn't adjusted for ROC on Wealth Simple yet. Here's the funny thing. When I was doing up the 0 to 100 this time around, I noticed the ACB, the ACP on Canoe went down. And I'm like, there's some of that ROC happening. So I did see it happen on Canoe. I noticed that number came down a little bit. So definitely happening on Canoe. I don't know how quickly, did any of you guys see your ACW or your ACW? I don't know why I keep calling it ACW. Did any of you guys see your ACB in Well Simple on Canoe come down? That would be interesting to know. Or is it just that Well Simple takes their time? It depends, I guess, on how quickly they update it. Maybe they do it in a batch. I don't know. So that's something to keep in mind. Just just for the thing of it, I guess. Whew. All right. Now, what was I thinking? I was thinking about, so we did mention about CNQ. Once again, like I said, that is, let's find out the date. I really want to know, I want to know the date. CNQ. All right. Give me a second. Oh, and then I want to show you guys that other thing as well. So here, I'll bring this up. You know, there's no point you guys just hear me going do as I'm doing something. You might as well watch what I'm doing. Let's see here. CNQ stock split. Here we go. Let's see. Total revenues decline. Let's see here. No, that's not the one I was looking for. This is what I was looking for right here. All right. All right. So this was put out on May 3rd. Here we are. All right. So June 10th. All right. Yeah, there we go. So on June 10th, that's when it's going to happen. So if you're holding, so it basically shareholders of record as of the close of business on the record date are going to get 1 additional shares for every share that you hold. All right. All right. I have to double check to make sure that June 10th is the record date, but I'm assuming that that's, no, well, that's the payment date. No, so June 3rd is the record date. There we go. So as long as you're holding those shares, the current shares of CNQ by June 3rd, you're going to get doubled. They're going to get doubled for you. The price will get cut in half. So you're not going to make anything. But like I said, we're definitely going to have more buying pressure. So that is not too shabby. All right. This is what I wanted to show you guys. I was playing with this earlier, and I thought this was really, really cool. So we've looked at this ETF screener before, and it's cool. It's cool, but it's got a lot of stuff in here. And there's a lot of stuff like, for example, maybe I'm not interested in something like a Century Select Primary Metal Corp. So one of the things is there's all of these other things that you can actually do. So for example, let's say I'm like, I only want to look at monthly. So that gets rid of everything except for monthly dividends. And maybe I'm looking for high dividends. I'm like, I'm making a high div portfolio. So I just want 10% and above. So already you can see we've got these monthly 10% dividends. That in itself is fantastic. Okay. So, and we could do this by performance, for example, because in this case here, we might actually, sorry, not performance. Let's do it by dividends because we may be curious about the dividend yield. What is the highest yield? Let's see here. There we go. No, we're going in the wrong direction, descending. There we go. So we got a McKinsey Emerging Markets at a 20. I'm not sure I understand. Okay. Thanks, Siri. So we got a McKinsey Emerging Markets up there at the top. Now we could also, for example, we could say, okay, well, maybe what I'm looking for is, let's go to strategy. We're going to go to buy right. So that means covered calls. So now we're looking at the covered call ones, and here we go. So now we've gotten rid of all of the strange ones. So now if you're looking for covered calls, this is a great way to filter them out. So right here at the top, we've got the Global X Enhanced Canadian Oil and Unit covered call. Then there's the Global Enhanced and the Global X Enhanced. Got to get used to that global. Then a couple from Evolve, but that's not too shabby. So, like in this case here, I don't have a lot. So we got QQCC, we got call, we got QQCL. So that's the leveraged version of QQCC. We got bank, we got ENCL. Right up there at the top, ENCL, which I think I used that an example in that last video. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's just so many different things like you can play with. So let's say, for example, let's get rid of that. Well, we'll leave that there, or we'll get rid of it. But you could, for example, come here and say, I want leveraged only. So we changed it to leveraged, and these are ones that have leverage. And you'll see all of the L ones in there, ENCL, BKCL. That could be interesting. Regular bank apparently has some leverage going on there as well. QQCL, HDIV has some leverage according to Trading View. That's where we are, by the way. We're in Trading View, and we got sort of HUTS, HCAL, Ziba. There's oh, there we go. I have not even looked at this one. I don't know. Well, it doesn't actually give us a dividend, but that there is the BMO Canadian Banks Accelerator ETF. So I have to check that one out, see what that's all about. So I thought that was really, really cool. Let's bring back Big Me again. There we go. I thought that was really, really cool. So I'm kind of looking forward to the playing with that a bit more. I might even use that for an ETF video just to sort of play with a bunch of different fields. All right. Carol says, now I want to get a coffee. And you mentioning that you want to get a coffee made me want to get a coffee. Here we go. Thank you, Starbucks. Well, for the cup. The actual coffee itself is just instant. I'm a fan of instant coffee. A lot of people aren't, but I am. Carol says, what do you think about EQB? Could it find its way in the portfolio? Could it find its way? Well, it could. It could. I am bullish long terms on long term on EQB. So it will definitely have an opportunity here. How are they doing lately? I haven't looked at them in a little bit. So I'm actually going to come over to this one. I will bring it up. All right. So this one here is your money.tmx.com. EQB. Here we go. Let's bring it up. Let's see how they are doing. We're just bring up the last year here. So yeah, because they had this little bit of fall here, but they're doing okay still. I mean, they're moving kind of up down a little bit, but it's still not too shabby. Now, they don't offer a huge dividend, but this is going to be more of your growth stock because they are still a small company and they are still growing. They're growing big time. Now, one of the things I do like about EQB is let's get down here. They got a half decent return on equity, 12.91. The return on assets, 0.63. Now, you guys know I always say I want a higher return on assets, but when you're dealing with banks, they do tend to be low. So that is actually not bad for a bank. So not too shabby. I do like this company. I could very well see it come in. Yeah, there's lots of room, I think, in the challenge to bring things in. Now, I'm trying to think, am I even going to add anything new in this cycle? If I'm trying to sort of undercut try to average down on every buy, I probably should still bring something in new. Maybe it'll be EQB. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Because I always like to add somebody new. 9 says my ACB is still the same for Canoe on Wealth Simple. There we go. Yeah. So just give me a second here. There we go. So here, my ACB. So when I get up here to Canoe, so here is EIB, sorry, EIT. There we go. So it fell down to $12.93. So it was around $13. So it fell down about 7 cents. So that was kind of an interesting thing. And that happened sometime over the last month. But it did come down a little bit. So just to sort of put that into perspective. All right, we'll move that one. We won't accidentally almost removed me. And we got our second super sticker coming in from Trevor. Thank you very much, Trevor. And these super stickers, by the way, that's going into that 0 to 100K challenge. That's still going on. So there we go. That's always a fantastically cool. So we're now one away. One more of these super stickers, super chats, whatever we want to call them. And we get another market close for Friday. So that's going to be fantastic. All right, guys, throw your questions in. We've covered most of the content, so throw your questions in. Let's just chat away, and we'll go wherever it is you guys want to go. Oh, this is good. This here is definitely good. Now, I've noticed as well. Oh, we got JJ in the house. We got a hey. Hello, JJ. Good to see you. That's all right. That's all right. That's what happens, right? We miss a week, and it kind of gets crazy. Now, those of you who did not make it to the market close to this week on Sunday, There was a funny little story. I sat down last week looking out my window, right? And this $10 bill was just lying there floating along on my lawn. I'm like, what the hell? So I went out. Of course, I took it. It's like, hey, how often do you find 10 bucks on your lawn? Um, Somebody made the joke that my lawn is paying me dividends. And I laughed at it then. And after the stream, I was thinking to it myself, and I was just like, that was really, really clever. I love it. So yeah, it was just a great thing. I got $10 in dividends from the lawn. So hopefully next month it does the same thing. It's kind of like it's like the Starbucks ad bot that popped in. Just kept on giving and giving. It's like, come on, lawn, you can do it. I want that 10 bucks next month. Why Videos is in the house. Hi, Candace. I bought some BTCX.B to get some skin in the game. I would never have bought crypto-related products or stocks until I heard your comments about halving, etc. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, the halving has happened. Now, there was a story today. Whoa, boo, boo, boo. I have to see if I can find it here. It was actually Hut. Hut came out and said they were just reporting how their Bitcoin earnings, and I believe it was 56%. They only made 50% of what they normally make after the halving. So they've already reported that they're seeing it already starting to happen. So we're already at that point where, that Bitcoin supply is starting to dry up. And a lot of the whales are starting to move their Bitcoin off exchanges, so to hardware wallets, things like that. So nobody's really willing to sell. So right now we're in what I call sort of the post-halving accumulation, and we're going to go sideways for a little bit, probably for a month, maybe 2 months. Then at that point, your opportunity is probably gone to see some of the prices we're at now, because we're at a point that even right now, when I look at how scarce Bitcoin is becoming on the exchanges and some of the things that I'm hearing in the background, I'm like, I don't understand why it hasn't already started to explode. So we are definitely going to see some really interesting movement on the Bitcoin, I was going to say Bitcoin. I was going to say Bitcoin, but on the Bitcoin side. All right. We got JJ with a happy dividend day. And here we go. There we go. There's super sticker number 3 from Why Videos. So we got ourselves a market close on Friday. It's that easy. That'll be awesome. Can't wait. Woohoo. Hopefully we get hopefully Friday is just an absolute bonkers day with tons of stuff to talk about, news and stuff. That'd be awesome. A 9 says, the $10 bill is almost 1 share of Canoe. I know. But here's the thing. I have it right now. I've got this $10 bill in my wallet. I'm like, what do I do with it? It's like, how do I even use it? But it's there. It's there. I imagine someday, somewhere, I'll be like, oh, you only take real money. Okay, so you want some Bitcoin? Is that what you're talking? No, but that could happen. It could happen. I don't know. Kendall says, you must have a window peeker with a hole in his pocket. Maybe. Well, here's the thing. They have to bend down pretty well. But the thing is, all of the delivery people are walking back and forth over that area. So my best guess is one of the guys who are doing the deliveries, had a hole in his pocket, and out came the $10 as he happened to be just on my lawn. So, that $10 is payment for him walking across my lawn. I'm going to put it that way. Carol says, thank you. You're welcome. Why Video says, sold some PUBM, Pubmatic, and bought some SKM, South Korea Telecom, and RPRX, Royalty Pharma today. I do love those royalty stocks. I definitely do. Now, I've not looked at South Korea Telecom, so that could be interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. That sounds kind of cool. Now, that noise you heard meant that there was probably a delivery. We get these notifications all the time. Jonathan says, will the lawn dollars be added to the 0 to 100K challenge? Well, I wasn't planning on it, but sure, why not? I could do that. There we go. Lawn dividends into the challenge. Oh, that's kind of cool. So there we go. So just from that and the 3 super chats today, that's like about $16 going into the challenge. So yeah, that's not too shabby. I definitely like that. Definitely like that big time. So it's one of the fine things. I hear Jill going, no, 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 no. And it's not about the $10 going into the challenge. It's probably the kitten biting her. For some reason, the kitten likes to bite Jill, but doesn't bite me. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Maybe I have too much gluten. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. All right. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Yesterday, as I'm waiting for some questions from you guys, I'll tell you this funny story. So this chair that I'm sitting in now, right now, this one here, it's brand new. So I ordered the chair, and it's a pretty nice chair. But it got here and it was missing a piece. So I'm like, oh man, I've never had a chair missing a piece before, but it was missing the little plate part that goes on the bottom of the chair that, hooks onto the legs. So I didn't want to return it because I knew it would be a pain to return. So I reached out to the manufacturer of the chair and I said, hey, I'm missing this one piece. Can you just send me the piece? I don't want to return it. And they're like, oh, you're in Canada. We don't have any warehouses in Canada, so just return it to Amazon. I'm like, oh man. So I go to do the return, and it's like, of course they don't have one where they'll come and pick it up. Like a lot of the returns now, we can get the local courier will just come by and pick it up, but nope, not this one. So I chose Canada Post because there's one not that far away, and we reached out to Jill's sister, and so she came, picked it up, and took it back for us, but Canada Post wouldn't take it. They're saying it was too heavy. It's like, what? Seriously? Too heavy? Yeah, apparently, yeah, too heavy. So they come back. And then at that point, I got sick. So I had the flu and I had ordered a second chair and I've already built the second chair. So, time's running out. So yesterday I had to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't take it to Canada Post, but there's a Pure Later not that far away. But how am I going to get it there? I don't have a car. So then I'm like, oh, I got this big wagon in the backyard. So it's like a kid's wagon, but it's bigger. It's designed for doing yard work and stuff. So sure enough, it fit in the wagon. So I was just trapping through parts of the city, pulling a wagon with a box on it over to where the Pure Later is. And I got it back. It was all done fine and dandy, but I'm sure I was quite the sight dragging. Actually, I wasn't so bad concerned going there, but coming back with the empty wagon, I was just like, oh gosh, how many people go walking around the city carrying a empty wagon? In Toronto, I probably wouldn't worry so much, but anyway, that was just kind of a funny little story, just a little anecdote to throw out there for you guys. All right, now we do have some cool things coming up on the channel. I'm going to pull up the Discord. Discord is nope. I'm in the wrong place over here. There we go. I actually have to get this all updated really, really fast. Oh, by the way, deep dive requests. You guys are dropping the ball. You guys, I'm running out of deep dive requests. So be sure to throw, like on this video, any of you watching, whether it be now, the replay, throw some companies down below that you want me to do deep dives on, and I will add them to that pool. But the schedule, here we go. All right. Oh, look at this. I'm going to edit this here, right here, live. We've already done this. Bang. All right. Now, whoops. Boom. There we go. This one here is done. Whoops, I lost one of those. There we go. One of those. All right. Oh, here we go. I need to put one of these down because you guys just earned one. So let's put a second one in. This is on, well, actually, that's on the 10th as well. There we go. 10th, market close, bang, it's there. And I'll remove this one because you know what? We're already done. But anyway, all right, before I bore you to death with just, filling things out, this is where you find the schedule. You can also find it as well in the Facebook group. We have a Mountain Finance Facebook group. So you can find it there. You can find it here. I will say, all right, if you are heading over to Facebook groups and, just with the design to, to get access to, everybody, the community, the chat, the schedule, if you're going to make a brand new account, let me know ahead of time, because when I go in there and I see somebody applying for an account and it's a brand new account, they just made it, 99.99999% of the time, that is going to be a scammer. So I usually deny those pretty much religiously, just bang, 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 and they're gone. So yeah, let me know if there's something, or if I do, if you apply and I whatever reason, either myself or one of the mods goes and says no, let me know. Just let me know. Let me know in a video. Let me know in chat. Reach out to me on Discord. Any of that stuff, just reach out to me. Let me know, and I'll get that fixed up for you. So not a problem. I don't want anybody. I'm just trying to keep the scammers out, because once the scammers get in, then they start replying to everybody and they start putting, all these fake things to try to get you guys to, get suckered into stuff that you don't want to. But anyway, so yeah, coming back here, we have, oh, there we go. So we have a deep dive on TD Bank. That's coming out for Friday. Those of you who are channel members, you will see it one day early. So you'll see it tomorrow, pretty much as soon as I finish. I'm going to film it in the morning, and then I will go straight into editing. So as soon as it's done, it goes up, and you guys get to see that right away. All right. Next week's going to be a fun week, though. So we're going to do this thing. Somebody had requested this as a possible suggestion. Actually, when I was looking for possible ideas for the last channel's members choice, this was one of the ones that came up, and I thought it was so good that it was just an automatic, I got to do it. So instead of putting it up as a vote, I just said, I'm going to do this one. This is the one. So the worst stocks ever. We're going to look at, and I've got ideas floating in my head. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it exactly the same way other list videos have been done, but I'm thinking I might look at it over different time frames, and we won't do like a big, giant deep dive into them. But I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a real fun video, and I'm going to play with it. You'll probably hear the word train wreck more than once in this video. So I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be cool. Now, next week, there will also be our channel member live stream. So the channel members get a bonus live stream every month. They get to tell me what they want to talk about ahead of time, and I prepare some information. I bring it so that way there I have some content based on what they have voted, and that's fun. I always love those. And then we'll have another deep dive. Who knows who it'll be? It could be anybody. We'll have to see once we get to the voting on that. But that's what's coming up on the channel. Always fun. All right, let's pull this back down. And Kendall says, RioCan had a decent earnings report, but the stock price sure didn't reflect it. Yes, RioCan is looking good. I do like RioCan. And as you guys know, I have it in the 0 to 100K challenge. So they did have a fairly half decent, but you got to keep in mind, just because you have a good earnings report doesn't always mean that you're going to get the price action that you're going to see. It depends on it depends on where you are, what sector you're in. So in this case here, people are still a little bit on the fence when it comes to REITs. Unlike me, I'm starting to, and I've been sort of talking now for a while where I've been saying, hey, it's time. It's time to be DCAing into these REITs, because once them rate cuts come, we're going to start looking pretty good, whether it be, and right now I'm still leaning to June, but it's either going to be June or July that we see that first rate cut in Canada. And then I don't think we'll see another one until we start getting a little bit more, maybe until we get one in the US at that point. I think they might just give us that token rate cut to just to make people a little bit happier. So we'll have to see how that works. But I think RioCan is still a pretty darn good stock, and that's one of the ones that I'm betting on going into the bull market, going into the rate cuts. Vic says used car prices dropping. Need a new car. I don't know if the used car prices are dropping, but hopefully that would be a good thing. Part of the issue as well is if you guys have heard, like in the news, all of the cars that are getting stolen in Canada and then shipped over to Europe. If the car market cools down a little bit, that would be good to help us with them. So that would definitely be good. Uh, Nikola, worst ever Enron Brie X. There we go. And we did look the other day. We looked the other day. I don't remember how long ago it was that we looked, but we pulled up a few of the worst ones, and some of the things that popped up were like cans and and weed MD. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think that'll definitely be fun. Vic says RioCan has some shopping stores near me, and I feel like a landlord. There you go. You should walk in and say, "Hey, I'm one of your shareholders. I should get a discount." There we go. See if that'll work. It's worth trying, right? You never know. It's actually funny. There used to be, when I lived in Vancouver, I was living in this condo, and this little corner store not far from me. It was owned by a Japanese family, and I used to go in there, and I bought my milk there pretty much all the time. So I would go in there to buy milk or whatever, and every time I went in, they'd always get excited that I was there, and they'd give me free stuff, like just whatever. I mean, sometimes, usually it was like a little stuff like, oh, here. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I kept coming back, not just for the free stuff. It's just that, they were convenient and they were very nice people. But it's definitely a fun thing. So maybe if I was a landlord, or maybe they thought I was the landlord. I don't know. Y Video says Brie X at that time. I had lots of TD precious metals. That was almost 70% Brie X. They changed rules since. There we go. It's and this is the thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like maybe what I'll do, and I'm still playing around in my head with how I want to format this. Like I was thinking of doing, okay, what are the worst companies year to date? What are the worst companies over the last 2 years? Maybe the last 3 years, maybe 5 years. Or who are the worst companies well, I'm not going to do the US. I'm going to stick to Canada on this, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. This is going to be, this is going to be great. I love it. So, all right. GSY. All right. Let me add GSY. I'll pull it up. We're in here, right? Something makes me think that GSY might already be there. But let's take a look. Oh, we'll actually go to the pool. So this here is the pool. No, I don't have GSY. So let's add GSY. All right. Here we go. GSY. It's done. Carol, it's in there. Now, when I do pull things up too, by the way. So let's say, for example, if my last deep dive. So when I was doing this list for this one around, you'll notice I do have things like SGR.UN, REI, so RioCan, and also AP.UP. That's not a UP. I think that's a UN. But I had more REITs. I had a lot of REITs in here, and I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to put a REIT up. I'm not doing a deep dive on a REIT because I just did one. So I had just done CT.UN, so the Canadian Tire one. So I had just done one. So I try not to do the same sector 2 times in a row. So, when I add one next time around, I probably still won't do a REIT, but then I'll probably add one of those REITs to the voting the following cycle. Just because, I like to see a little bit of difference. ENGH, Trevor, I think I just did ENGH like not that long ago. How long ago was it? Let's take a look here. All right, I'll pull this over so you guys can see what I'm doing. These are just the list of videos here. ENGH. I wish I could just do a quick little search. But I know I did ENGH. I think I did my God, it wasn't. I think it was because I think Prairie wanted it. And I'm pretty sure I did it them not that long ago. But, well, maybe it was a while ago now. There's Enbridge, Bitcoin, investing, Whitecap, EQ Bank. Oh, well, maybe it has been a while. I'll have to double check, but I swear that I did ENGH not that long ago. Oh, wow. And there's Canoe, HMM.A. Yeah, it was probably in this area. Let's see. Algonquin, honey, I shrunk the divs. I love that title. I think that was probably one of the best titles ever. Berkshire Hathaway. All right, I'll add it back to the list, but I swear I just did it recently. All right, ENGH. Let's put it into the list. And besides, if we got to filter through some of these, it might be a little while before it comes up. So we'll do it again. ENGH. Voila. There we go. Perfect. Maybe I did it in a list video. I'm not sure. I could have swore. I really thought I did it. Every bone in my body is saying, I did this. I did this already. But there we go. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Why videos? Do you have a favorite brand of instant coffee watching with a 23-minute delay? Are you really watching with a 23-minute delay? Holy banana bread. Yeah. It's Maxwell House. It's funny. Like it's pretty much the only instant coffee I like. Other than, well, if you get I think the no frills, the yellow no frills tastes exactly like Maxwell House. So I figure Maxwell House must make it. But yeah, like, and my least favorite coffee is Nescafe. So the Nescafe I do not like. But I do like I like Maxwell House is the one and Maxwell House is the cheapest. So I mean, if that really quite literally this cup of coffee is probably well, now with inflation it's probably about, I don't know, 50 cents maybe. So oh, that's so good. So yeah, it's probably about 50 cents. But I know I did go through a point in time where I did like Taster's Choice at one point. But that was a long, long time ago. So, just one of those things. Oh, Carol, you're making a big list here. PBR. PBR. All right. I will add those. I'm not going to bring it up and show you me adding it because you can go over there and see that right now. Because that just took me 2 seconds. There. It's there. It's there. PBR. So yeah, but that's a beautiful thing. I mean, that's kind of the reason. And the funny thing is, some people I think most YouTube channels don't give the followers as much of a voice as I like to give you guys. But I look at it this way: instead of me just picking videos, I would rather when it comes to the deep dives, I would rather be deep diving the companies you guys want to see, opposed to me guessing what you want to see. That's kind of where it all came from. And then I had a few comments when I first tried it saying, "Oh my God, I love being able to vote." And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And the other thing too, and this algorithm wise too, is that when I put it on the community on the community tab, and you guys go and vote, what that then does to the algorithm is then going to take people who vote and it's going to send them like my next video pretty much. So, it doesn't hurt. It helps that. I mean, how can I say it doesn't hurt? It does help the channel. Just like when you guys hit the like button, all of that stuff, all of that interaction is really, really good for the channel. Comments are really good as well. Even if it's a situation like you may be a person who's like, I got nothing to say. And it's like, cool. But you can always just go down and put in a happy face. And that sort of gets counted as a comment. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do this. Just do whatever you want. That's kind of the way I live. I'm like, yeah, just do what you want. I'm fine. We'll be good. We're good. 2 months ago. I thought it was about 2 months ago that I did this. So Jonathan's saying 2 months ago. I must have missed it when I was looking. But yeah, I knew I did it recently. And I really liked it. I did like ENGH. I think my overall prognosis is that it was pretty darn good. JJ, another fan of cheap instant coffee. Or maybe not. No, I think JJ is pondering. Now, and it's weird because, like, some people love brewed coffee. I'm not a fan of brewed coffee. It just doesn't taste that good. I, like, I'm okay with Tim Hortons, but even then, it's like if I looked at Tim Hortons, if I had a choice, Tim Hortons or my instant, I'm going with my instant. I'm going with my instant for sure. Oh, there we go. Jonathan, thank you, thank you. So there we go. Yeah. Let's see, company overview. Could Enghouse be a tech underdog? There we go. Nice. We got it. I like it. Enid, yes, you're late. We're at the point that we're all getting ready to go home. Speaking of going home, you got your final questions, throw them in. We're at the hour. That's normally as long as these things go, but you got the questions. I'll stick around and answer them, but you got to drop them in. If you've been waiting for the last minute, well, it's here. It's here. Find it. Find your question. Drop them in. There have been, and I will say this in the past, there have been times that I've got to the end of a stream, and then all of a sudden, all the good questions popped in. And 30 minutes later, we're ending the stream. So it's always up to you guys. I look at it this way. Like, I'm here as long as if you guys keep throwing the great questions, I'm always going to try to answer them unless I've got something really pressing to do, or unless I got Jill yelling, "Supper's ready, you have to come." But it's kind of a good thing. Kendall says any instant coffee works great in my mocha. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. I used to do that a lot when I was younger, like university. I'd make my coffee and then I would add I'd get like a hot chocolate, but I'd add about half of the normal dose for hot chocolate into the coffee to make a mocha, and it used to be really good. Let's see. Enid says, I'll listen to the session now from the beginning. Okay. And Enid says, smash the like button, peeps or pips. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Hit that like button. Just turn it blue. It's always a good thing. It's always a good thing for sure. And before you go there, Enid, just so you know, we're going to do this again on Friday because this crew earned another market close. So that's kind of fantastic. And we'll give you guys another chance. Well, every week, my goal is every week to give an opportunity to win an extra one. Because I've heard you guys say, we just want more. So that way there, it gives you guys an opportunity. Always a fun thing. JJ says, I prefer black or chai tea with oat milk and honey over instant coffee. Sorry. That's fine. That's fine. Some people love tea. I know when I used to take Tai Chi, which is not tea, but I remember when I used to take Tai Chi, they were like, you should only drink herbal tea. So kind of a fun thing. Now Tai Chi is actually very, very relaxing martial arts because that's the one where you're moving in slow motion. So, but apparently when I was taking it, they were like, well, even though you're moving in slow motion, if you actually got into a situation that you needed to make some of the movements fast, you'd be able to do it. No problem, because you've got all the muscle memory from doing it all, in slow motion. I've always thought it was more or less like you could use it if you were in a situation where you had slow motion criminals. So, you could be like, stop. You too. That type of thing. Anyway, oh dear. So yes, Friday. Totally hate Tai Chi. There we go. Zumba. Well, Zumba will get your heart going a lot more. That's for sure. GSY is Go Easy Limited. Yes. And I did see a news article on them earlier today too. So definitely a good company to look at. JJ says, I still need that caffeine kick. I just don't really like the taste of coffee. Fair enough. There's lots of things you can get caffeine from, right? Everything from your soda pops to, I think, tea, of course, has a good amount. And in worst case scenario, I've done this a few times. Back in university, if I needed some caffeine and I just didn't have the opportunity that I could drink a lot of coffee at that time, I'd take a caffeine pill, but not so much anymore. Um, it's one of these things. Like I know myself that if I'm away from coffee for, like, let's say tomorrow I decided not to do coffee at all, I'll probably get a small headache, but it'll go away by the middle of the day, and then I'm fine after that. But I know people that would absolutely, they would struggle big time, completely. All right, guys. We're not even talking about finance at this point. So I think that's a good sign to say, hey, that's the end of this market close. We'll be back here on Friday. I have a feeling Friday is going to be a banger of a show. I'm putting pressure on myself. I got to bring the game on Friday. So it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I think a lot of us are, JJ. Sipple says, I'm late to the party too. We'll catch up and see you tomorrow. Well, it's funny. Excuse me. Jackie says, thank you. Absolutely. Just going back here to JJ. There was only one exam in university that I ever did an all-nighter for, and I can't believe how much coffee I drank. But it was third year biochem. So it was just an absolute insane course. And I think that's the only one that I ever had to do an all nighter before the exam because I knew I was in for one heck of an exam. So just something to say. Other than that, and it's funny. I didn't actually start drinking coffee. I'll just put this out there. I didn't start drinking coffee until pretty much university. So, even in high school, no coffee. I used to have tea though occasionally because my grandma used to drink a lot of tea. But yeah, no coffee didn't come along until university. So I wonder how many people that happens to. Oh dear. All right. And we got one more deep dive in here. So, all right, Carol, I will add that. For the rest of you guys, just throw it in the comments and I will, we'll fill up the pool. We'll fill up the pool. And then we got tons of stuff to do some deep dives on for you guys. So until next time, thank you guys for coming. As always, we'll see you guys on a Friday. I can't wait. This is going to be a good one. Yeah, until then, take care and we'll see you a little bit later. Bye.